Greetings, esteemed viewers. This is Wind Waker.
And I
wasn't ready for today.
We've all been
and I have horribly
traumatized.
traumatized the entire crew. It's all my fault. Told you guys
You
to stay out of
see-
my attic.
Went too far.
I didn't know you'd have those pictures hanging everywhere, Wolf.
Too far.
You see, guys, I
Christ,
sent Brian
all
in.
that is
I sent
natural.
Brian in to go find him first because I'm lazy and I wouldn't care if he fucked Brian up. Then Brian was taking forever, and I wanted to call him a piece of shit. So I went up, and when I got there, Brian was just standing there, frozen. And
I think I stopped breathing.
We did
Yeah,
have
and
to perform some minor
you did.
CPR
No, Brian,
in the
you
form
did
of a
stop
slap to
breathing,
the
and your
face.
waist started receding into you, and I had to take you out. Hashtag no context.
So, I just want to go ahead and say, I hate this dungeon.
I hate it too. I didn't want to say anything because I haven't been saying very many positive things about this game. Besides the combat. I love me some combat even if I suck at it. But this dungeon is a lot of back and forth.
You know what? I really thought you would take it out with the telescope.
I had to get a better look. I wanted to see where sweet spot was.
Right there.
If you just maybe jab it in the face a few times.
I thought it was allergic to glass.
You know what,
So I
Brian?
shoved the lens into its eye.
You know, Brian, you were saying that you like the game's combat. I'm gonna be that guy that every Zelda fan hates and say I don't like 3D Zelda combat. Like in any of them.
See,
Yeah.
I haven't actually played Ocarina or Majora's Mask or Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword excessively. That's not
Yes,
the word
we
I was
know.
looking for, but sure.
Brian, you fucked up.
Fucked up
Okay,
bad.
yes, I know. But, mostly I just like the aesthetic of the combat, I guess. I like the moves that Link uses, like the way he, like, turns around and, like, I don't know how to describe it, but I like the way the combat looks in this. It kind of looks kind of a little boring. If I'm being honest, it kind of looks a little boring in Ocarina and Majora's. Not to harp on the game or anything. Like, there are probably things about that game that they do better than Wind Waker. And to be honest, if it wasn't for that combat, we wouldn't have Wind Waker's combat anyway. But I just like it.
Wind Waker, I feel like, has better combat than the N64 games for sure.
Well, I would hope so.
Well, you see, I think Majora's Mask is, well, from what I've seen anyway, because I haven't played Wind Waker. But I like Majora's Mask not because of its combat, but I actually like almost all the characters in that game.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, yeah,
Majora's Mask
like-
has plenty of other good things about it. It's just the combat is not one of them.
Yeah.
Like, the combat for that is something that pretty much ties everything together. I think they paid a little bit more attention to it in this game, like with the parry system and the different ways to take out. They just they fleshed it out.
I would argue that Majora's Mask's combat is more or less negligible in most cases, except for a few sections, particularly wandering around the pirate fortress and the Garos.
Oh, I
Which are
love
like-
the Garos.
The Garos are super interesting, but like, if it weren't for the fact that fighting them is literally just a one-hit battle, like, they would
Yeah.
be so
No, it's-
infuriating.
It's just not. You're right. It's not really the focus. The Majora's Mask has way more focus on world building, and then the masks, than combat.
Hashtag.
And there's nothing wrong
hashtag
with that.
Fierce Deity Mask.
No, I just. Okay, so you know how my favorite part in most Zelda games is the sneaking in section?
Yeah.
If there is one, guess what my favorite part in Majora's Mask is?
Pirate Fortress?
No.
Hmm.
It's Ikana Valley. Or Ikana Canyon. Because
Icona Valley's pretty awesome.
the Gara, or the Garo, are great. The getting inside the castle and how they react to you differently if you're wearing the mask, the captain, the skeleton captain, the dancing redeads, the two poets, they're fucking have a blood feud beyond the grave, like, it's just super interesting.
Also, don't forget the Ben Drowned, obviously.
Yeah,
Obviously.
yes.
Best part, best lore.
And I love the music too when you get to the temple.
Oh,
and how
yeah,
the music
no.
is different when it's
Stone
upside
Tower
down.
Temple has great music.
Yeah. Majora's Mask is great. Wind Waker's okay, I guess. But no, what I was gonna say is I'm one of those who I really prefer 3D combat just because I think better in 3D than 2D. In terms of, like, dodging and everything. Which is why I had such a problem hitting literally anything in A Link to the Past.
Well, I would argue that that was your controller more than anything else.
No, I do that with the Game Boy too.
No.
2D
Well, never
Zelda
mind.
games, I just...
Yeah,
like,
what is it? I definitely, like, me personally, I do like the combat in Wind Waker and Twilight Princess because it's a lot more dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they made it so that Link moves a little less stiffly. And just like, there's more to it than just swing, block, swing if you want there to be. But it still really just shouldn't be the focus because when it really comes down to it, it's still just going to be swing, block, swing.
swing,
the only
block,
difference
swing,
is
spin.
swing, block, swing, spin. Or in the case of Twilight Princess, occasionally swing, block, swing, put away your sword, and then attack at exactly the right moment to insta-kill.
Okay, but the finishers are... I love the stupid finishers.
Oh yeah, no, the finishers are cool.
I mean, what I like about the combat in this game,
Oh my God.
I can't speak for most of the other, but basically there's a way to always win. You can always wait for the opponent to attack and parry, and just do that until they die. Majority of the time. Or you can actually simulate a more, I guess, fair battle. And that comes into play later when there's a room full of like knights that you have to kill in order to get out. But you can basically make it into whatever you want it to be depending on your mood, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
No, finish your sentence, but I remembered something that I actually like about Wind Waker.
Oh yeah, but yeah, like there are some times where I want to have like a more legitimate fight to kind of get my immersion a little bit higher than it would otherwise be, or there's sometimes when I don't feel like having them block anything, so I just wait until they attack, press the button, and I'm on my way. So I like that about the thing.
So the interesting thing about Twilight Princess is they didn't get rid of the parry moves. They made you have to do a little bit more to do them. So Link, you can get Link to roll around enemies by just doing, a side jump and then hitting A just as you land. So when you do that, you can attack as soon as you get up, and that allows you to do the same parry attack that they have in Wind Waker.
Okay.
Meanwhile, what would have originally been a parry is now the mortal draw, which is what I was just describing, where you put your weapon and shield away and wait for the exact last moment before they attack in order to counter. Which badass, but honestly is just not worth unless you just really don't want to deal with an enemy.
Is the timing like really strict?
Yeah, no, the timing's pretty tight. It's not like speedrunner tight, but it's tight.
Yeah,
The average player is going to have a lot of trouble doing it.
probably. Ariel, what were you gonna
Yeah,
say?
I was gonna say, okay, so light arrows. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be misremembering. In Wind Waker, don't light arrows work on everything?
Yeah, they one-shot everything.
Yes. I fucking love that.
I love it too.
It upsets me so much that in Ocarina, they really don't do anything. I mean, you don't get them until Ganon anyway, but I think there's a way where if you save after you get them, and then quit and get back, that you still have them. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember being disappointed.
Is that Ocarina? You said Ocarina of Time, right?
For them not doing anything fancy, yeah.
Yeah. You get them just before you go to Ganon's castle.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I thought you didn't get them until
No,
right.
you get them as your. No, you get them in the Temple of Time. Zelda gives them to you.
Is it right there?
To Google.
Well,
Wait,
anyway,
dude.
at
What
any
you're
rate, they don't
saying-
really do anything to anything else,
Yeah,
and that's upsetting.
they're pretty much
so
only useful after that.
that's one of the things that I did really like in Wind Waker is that they actually had an effect on other stuff.
Yeah.
See, you were happy when you found that out. I was actually angry because I didn't know that for the longest time. So there's one room before the penultimate boss in this game where you have to just fight so many of the strongest possible enemies that are available in this game. And usually it's like right after you get the light arrow. So in this playthrough, I just one-shot all of them. But in all previous playthroughs, I beat them legitimately. And it took me like 20 minutes.
Link is not amused.
See, that's so funny because I was like, "Whoa! I just got these. Let's try them out. Let's see if they actually do something." And I wasn't really expecting them to do anything. I figured you just needed them to beat the boss.
See, like, yeah. I assumed that they were only useful for beating the boss, so I didn't try.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I wasn't a try everything on everything person, but at the same time, I did find out that in Ocarina of Time, the Gerudo will think you're funny if you try to wear the Gerudo mask to get in. They're like, "Man, you're just a kid. Look at this kid trying to get in." They
Silly.
fool
Man,
us.
if we had the kind of subscribers that other YouTube gamers have, man, there would be so many people in the comments section screaming about the pronunciation of Gerudo.
Yeah, it took me a second to know what you were saying.
I think I've said before that our pronunciation for anything in Ocarina of Time is so fucked up because we were playing when we were 8. So it's
Yeah.
force of habit.
Yeah, well, yeah, I used to think the Pegasus boots were the Pango boots because I was too lazy to read the word. And I saw a PEG and an A somewhere, so I'm like, Pango! My sister did too, and she's like an avid reader, so it's not just me. Although it might have been because I said it first. You know, never mind, that was why. It was
Yeah.
the power of suggestion.
Yeah, I think I've already talked about how we called Deku Dooku and Gorons were Gordons and it was Karaoke Village. Like, just, we literally did not pronounce anything correctly. So,
I think we need a hack. I think we need a hack where all of these pronunciations are taken literally. Particularly the Karaoke Village. I want to see that.
I mean, you don't want to see Count Dooku's face plastered on all of the Deku scrubs?
well, we call call him.
'Cause that's
we
what I
still
wanna
call
see.
him Count Dooku Stick or Dooku Leaf, like just as a
Fucking-
joke.
Fucking rats.
I think I went outside and killed a rat after I recorded this part just to. And they're so hard to kill too, because they climb up the walls, you know, like regular rats do. But yeah, I fucking hate the rats in this game. Are they like that in every other game? Every other Zelda game? Do they still shoot from you?
I'm not sure there are rats in other Zelda.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
just thinking.
there are in some of the top downs, but I don't think there are in any of the 3D Zeldas. I think this is the only one that has them.
Well, that's because this is the only one
fuck
where it really makes sense to have them because they're on ships, like the Black Plague.
I mean, literally, the world is flooded. Where else are they going to be?
True.
Okay, but this was a previously submerged temple.
Yeah, but for some reason it thinks that it could just spew water out its mouth constantly, but still have the water raise and lower despite no change in the speed.
I mean, in all reality, the front door is wide open. You sailed right through it. That's connected to the sea, so the rising and lowering water levels make no sense.
And
Oh my
the
God, you're
never-ending flow of water.
Maybe they're just raising all the water in the Great Sea. Maybe someone's lounging on the beach somewhere, and you hit a button, and the water rises like 5 feet. I'm like,
Maybe
oh God!
it's the curse
Oh
of
shit!
the... God damn it, Brian.
I thought I could make it. I was wrong, but I had to try. Hey, at least I didn't try to defeat. Hey, see, that guy knows what's up.
Okay,
He
but
wanted
they
to try
literally
too.
don't have
Oh, man.
brains.
That reminds me. Okay, so this is awesome.
Is it?
Yes. Okay, so I was looking through the shoe catalog at work because I needed new work shoes. And they had, on one page, a pair of shoes called Falcons,
Oh
and then
God.
another pair of shoes called Kick. And they were literally, it was Falcon and then Kick.
You should point that out to them. No, you should just send them a letter with Captain Falcon on it.
I made
That
a
says,
post
"Yes!"
about it. I made a post about it.
Okay, no, you
Good.
cosplay Captain Falcon. You buy the shoes. You send them a customer photo of you in the cosplay wearing the shoes. And then just submit a, serious rating. And with that picture, and just pretend that nothing's weird about it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Review, 4 out of 5 stars.
And then just a picture of me cosplaying Captain Falcon, wearing the Falcon kicks.
Yes.
And you should also be kicking someone, and your feet should be on fire.
But then you won't be able to see the Falcon kicks.
No, it's on the shoe.
No, okay,
You can see- you can see
send
the
a
shoe.
couple pictures. You send a close-up of the shoes, a picture of you wearing the shoes, and then a kick.
Yes.
Anyway, I'd just like to point out that you guys should thank me, because if I didn't bitch about the combat system at the very beginning of this video, you guys would have had nothing to talk about for this almost this whole video.
Okay. Your check's in the mail.
So,
Yeah.
with that
I mean,
said,
we were talking about
with
Majora's
that
Mask
said-
before.
with that said, Mega Man Legends did it better.
Oh my God. You need to counter how many times you mentioned Mega Man / Sonic.
You know what I'm gonna say? One of these franchises has lasted better than the others.
Hey, that's just because one of them is owned by fucking assholes. And I'll let you determine which one I'm talking about.
Is it Sonic? I mean, it couldn't possibly be Konami. Or Capcom.
They treat their employees so fairly, and their fans too.
Konami makes games. What?